Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. So, imagine this scenario. A family vacation, right? But it twists into this desperate fight for survival.
Yeah, and the twist is it's masterminded by someone totally unexpected.
Exactly. It sounds like something straight out of a thriller novel.
It really does. But the sources we're looking at today, they tell a story that's just as gripping, maybe even more chilling because of well, the realism underneath.
Absolutely. What really got me about these sources is how they weave together that thriller intensity with some, really profound insights.
Insights into family dynamics, the hunt for justice.
And just sheer human will,
Yeah,
really.
fully.
So, our mission today is to unpack this story. It centers on Avery Delaney, her, let's say, very troubled family, and this chilling conspiracy that kind of unfolds around her.
Right, we're going to try and pull out the core facts, obviously, but also look for their surprising little details, the patterns you might miss from what seems like a pretty complex investigation.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Avery Elizabeth Delaney. Where did she come from?
Well, the picture we get is she was raised mostly by her grandmother, Lola, and her aunt, Carrie,
Okay.
in Sheldon Beach, Florida. Described as a, quiet and modest household. Pretty normal on the surface.
But there's a catch. Right.
A big one. Avery's biological mother, Jilly. She's described by Aunt Carrie as a frickin' maniac.
Wow, okay.
And Jilly left just 3 days after Avery was born. Just vanished.
3 days, that's immediate abandonment.
Exactly. And it's not just a background detail. It's like this foundational trauma that echoes through everything that happens later.
So this label, freaking maniac, we'll dig
Right.
into that. What did Jilly actually do? The sources must give some specifics.
Oh, they do. It paints a really dark picture. She's presented as mean and hateful and just plain crazy. And there's this line about something important missing from inside her head. Carrie even says Jilly was damn close to a pure sociopath.
A sociopath.
Yeah.
So we're talking a complete lack of empathy, basically.
Seems like it. And the examples back it up. We hear about her torturing and killing Carrie's cat when they were kids.
Oh, God.
Yeah, with gasoline and a match. And then the chilling part is she apparently pretended to be heartbroken about it afterwards in front of their mother.
That's calculated cruelty, not just anger.
Exactly. And there's more, like destroying Carrie's bedroom in a rage because she lost the homecoming queen title.
So intensely volatile.
Very. And maybe even worse, there's this hint that it wasn't just impulsive stuff. The sources mention her biding her time, possibly plotting to use acid on some girl years later.
Acid. Jeez. So this wasn't just teenage angst. This was like an inherent darkness.
It seems that way, a pattern of malice that was there long before Avery even existed.
And this malice, it eventually circles back to Avery, doesn't it?
Devastatingly so. When Avery was only 5, Jilly suddenly reappears.
After all that time.
Yep. And she's got this boyfriend described as a sleazebag, Dale Scarrett.
Okay, this sounds bad already.
It was their plan. Kidnap Avery and extort money from Lola, the grandmother. Oh my God, for a 5-year-old.
Terrifying. Just a glimpse of the danger Jilly represented.
But it didn't stop there, did it? There was another worse incident later.
Much worse. When Avery was 11, this event, it just changes everything. Scarrett comes back, even more violent this time.
Right.
He beat Avery, the source says, within an inch of her life.
Oh no.
And Lola, the grandmother, seeing this, trying desperately to protect Avery, she has a fatal heart attack right there.
Oh, Lola died because of him.
Directly because of that attack, trying to save Avery, and it gets even worse.
How could it get worse?
In the same attack, Avery herself was shot.
Shot at 11.
Yes. And the injury was so severe she required a hysterectomy.
I can't even imagine the physical and emotional trauma.
Unfathomable, really.
Yeah.
And the effects obviously lingered. Nightmares, constant fear.
Understandably.
So Carrie took her to see a psychiatrist, a Dr. Hahn.
And what was his take on Jilly?
His conclusion was pretty stark. He said Jilly was morally and emotionally stunted. Basically, incapable of feeling guilt or remorse. No conscience.
None. And that diagnosis, it's not just clinical jargon, right? It's the key to understanding how someone could do all this, orchestrate such horror without a flicker of regret.
So surviving that, witnessing her grandmother's death, dealing with her mother's complete lack of humanity.
Yeah.
How did Avery move forward?
Well, a crucial detail is that an FBI agent, John Cross, actually saved her life during that attack when she was 11.
Oh, okay.
And that experience, being rescued by him, it lit a fire in her. She wanted to make a difference, specifically by working for the Bureau.
Like him, a field agent.
She wanted to, but apparently felt she might end up just being a typist because of, as she put it, bureaucracy. But the drive was there, that desire for justice.
Okay, so that sets up Avery's motivation. Now let's shift gears. The story takes us to Aspen.
Right. This is where the main trap starts to unfold. It involves Avery's aunt, Carrie Delaney Salvetti.
The one who raised Avery with Lola.
Exactly. Carrie's now the super successful type A advertising exec, runs her own company, Startcatcher, always chasing the next big award like a Clio.
Got it. High-powered career woman.
Yeah, but also dealing with a rocky marriage to her husband, Tony. So she gets sent on what's called a forced vacation.
Forced. By who?
It's a bit unclear, maybe work, maybe Tony, but the destination is this exclusive place, the Utopia Spa in Aspen, supposedly for a break.
Supposedly. I have a bad feeling about this spa.
This just should, because the luxury, it's all fake, a facade.
How so?
She arrives at this gorgeous mountain retreat, right? Champagne's chilling. There's even a butler waiting, a guy named Monk.
Monk. Okay.
But Carrie feels it almost immediately. Something's off. It's too isolated, no alarm system.
And it's not really a spa.
Not at all. It's a trap house. The guests are drugged. The whole place is wired with explosives.
I'm like, wired. Who else is there?
That's where it gets really specific. The other
Monk.
guests, one is Judge Sarah Collins.
Judge Collins.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you say she sentenced Dale Scarrett?
Bingo.
Hmm.
The very judge who gave Avery's attacker the maximum sentence.
Okay, so that's one connection. Who else?
The other is a woman named Ann Trapp, and her story gets really dark later.
How so?
It turns out her own husband, Eric, had actually arranged for her to be there. He wanted her dead for financial reasons, and apparently even finds newspaper clippings about it while she's trapped.
So the judge who sentenced Scarrett and a woman whose husband wants her dead. This is complex.
Deeply. And the final piece clicks into place when Carrie finds a letter. From Jilly.
Jilly. From Avery's mother.
The one and only. And the letter is just chilling. It lays out her whole plan. Kill them all.
Why? What are her reasons?
It's completely warped logic. Jilly blames Carrie for stealing her dream, whatever that means, for taking her child, meaning Avery, and basically for making Jilly unhappy.
Wow. Taking zero responsibility, clearly.
None. And the letter has this terrifying sign-off about Avery.
What does it say?
Something like, don't worry about Avery, I'm going to take care of her too.
Oh, God. So she's planning to kill Avery as well.
That's the threat. It shows Jilly's obsession is absolute.
So, trapped, drugged, house wired to blow. What do?
Panic, desperation. Carrie tries scratching the window pane with her diamond ring, trying to make a mark, get attention. Doesn't really work.
Right. Probably with specialized glass or something.
Probably. Then Ann Trapp gets an idea. Cut through the sheetrock walls. Maybe find a way out between the studs.
Desperate times.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't work.
They manage to make a hole, yes. It seems like their only shot.
So they try to escape through the wall.
Carrie and Judge Sarah start to descend, maybe using a rope or something improvised, but then Ann does something unbelievable.
What?
She pulls the rope back up after they're down, strands them.
No. She betrays them. Why?
It's shocking. The sources say she then starts singing Three Blind Mice while tidying the kitchen, almost calmly.
Singing. While leaving them to die. That's monstrous.
Calculated, cold-blooded treachery from someone they thought was in the same boat. Just incredible betrayal.
Okay, so while all that horror is happening, where's Avery?
Avery is completely in the dark. She's actually trying to get to the Utopia Spa to surprise Carrie.
Oh, the timing.
Terrible timing. She shows up, but the staff there, Oliver and Mr. Cannon, are totally unhelpful. They just keep insisting Carrie's reservation was canceled.
Which feeds into the whole deception.
Exactly. Avery's just confused and worried at this point. No idea of the real danger.
And then she bumps into someone.
Right. John Paul Renard. He's got his own agenda there.
Who is he?
He's described as a former Marine, some kind of ex-agency operative. Tough guy. And he's looking for Monk.
The butler. Why?
Because Monk apparently tried to kill Renard's sister Michelle about a year before this. So he's hunting him.
Okay, so their paths cross because of Monk. How was their first meeting?
Not great, actually. Kind of antagonistic. He apparently thinks she's just some plastic California girl.
Ouch. And her impression of him?
She sees him as rugged, but maybe too into the physical. So sparks, but not necessarily good ones at first.
Okay. But things escalate fast for Avery, right?
Dramatically. She gets a phone call. It's Jilly.
Dilly calls her.
Yes. And Jilly's monitoring the call, knows where she is. She basically orders Avery onto this frantic, timed chase.
Well, what threat?
If Avery doesn't do exactly what she says when she says it, Jilly will kill Carrie and the others in the house. Blow it up.
Oh my God. So Jilly's playing a game with her life and her aunt's life.
A deadly game. But Avery, she doesn't fold. She declares, I'm going to be a killjoy. She's fighting back.
That's a great line. Killjoy.
Yeah.
So she takes on the challenge. What does Renard think?
John Paul, with his background, he immediately gets how serious this is. He tells Avery straight up, Monk is a professional killer.
Yeah.
And he's pretty grim about it. He basically warns Avery that, in his experience, the women are probably already dead.
Oh, pessimistic.
Very. His past work seems to have left him kind of cynical, expecting the worst.
But Avery isn't buying that, is she?
No, she's clinging to hope. She refuses to give up on Carrie. And this kicks off their chase together, trying to follow Jilly's instructions but also survive Monk.
And it gets dangerous for them, too.
Extremely. At one point, Monk finds their SUV and shoots out a tire, blew out the left rear tire, the source says.
So they crash.
It forces them off the road and into an icy river.
Oh, wow. In the mountains. That's freezing.
Yeah, Avery nearly drowns. The whole ordeal is physically brutal for her.
But she keeps going.
She does. And it's interesting. You see her resilience really shine. She's got this persistent optimism that kind of clashes with John Paul's more cup half empty view.
That dynamic sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
His pragmatism versus her hope.
Exactly. And despite his cynicism, he becomes quite protective of her.
So they're on the run. Carrie and Sarah are trapped. How did they start figuring out the why behind all this?
Well, the pieces start coming together. A big one is realizing Dale Scarrett, the guy who attacked Avery as a kid and caused Lola's death, is the link.
How so?
He connects Carrie, obviously, through the family trauma, and Judge Sarah Collins because she sentenced him.
Ah, okay. So targeting them makes a kind of twisted sense from Jelly's perspective.
Right. But then there's another layer of betrayal uncovered, a really shocking one.
What's that?
Tony Salvetti, Carrie's husband.
What about him? Don't tell me he was involved.
He was in contact with Jilly. Unwittingly, maybe. But he gave her information. Details about Carrie's trip, maybe security stuff. Information that helped Jilly set the whole deadly trap.
Oh, Carrie's own husband. That's brutal.
A massive betrayal. It shows how deep Jilly's manipulation went.
And what about the other woman and Trap's husband, Eric?
He confesses, admits he conspired to have Anne killed as part of this whole thing, mostly for the money.
So it wasn't just Jilly's personal revenge. Greed was a big motivator, too.
Definitely. Revenge and greed all tangled up together.
Okay, so the conspiracy is becoming clearer. What about the authorities? The FBI must be involved by now, right?
They are, but their focus. It's interesting. And maybe a bit troubling.
How so?
According to the sources, the FBI is less focused on Carrie and Sarah and more interested in recovering loot from one of Scarrett's old crimes.
Loot? What kind?
Several million in uncut stones. Diamonds, presumably, from a jewelry heist he pulled off years ago.
So the FBI wants the diamonds more than justice for the kidnapping and attempted murder.
It seems that way. They're apparently even considering letting Scarrett walk or get a lighter sentence if he gives up the diamonds.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's even talk they might prevent Avery or Carrie from testifying against him because it could jeopardize getting the stones back.
That puts Avery in a really tough spot, morally. Especially given her desire to join the FBI.
It really does. It forces you, the reader or listener, to question what justice really means when big money is involved.
Okay, so with the FBI having mixed priorities and Jilly and Monk still out there, well, Jilly is, how did they even try to catch them?
This is where Avery really steps up. She goes from victim to strategist. She plays a key role in setting a trap.
Oh.
She uses the fact that the FBI is monitoring Tony's phone calls, hoping Jilly will contact him again.
Okay.
And working with John Paul, using his tactical know-how, they plan to lure Jilly to a specific location, a place called Milk's Motel in Walden Point. They set up a kind of fake safe house scenario there. It's a big gamble.
A gamble to catch Jilly. Or Monk.
Initially, Monk walks into a related part of the trap. They manage to corner him.
Where do they get Monk?
In a movie theater tower, of all places. John Paul leads the operation, along with an FBI agent named Noah Claiborne.
Noah Claiborne. Is he connected to John Paul?
Yeah, he's described as John Paul's brother-in-law's friend, so there's a bit of a trusted connection there within the Bureau.
So Monk is captured. That's a huge win.
Massive. It takes the professional killer off the board.
How does Jilly react to Monk's capture?
Predictably, she's furious, enraged that Monk failed, that Carrie and Sarah survived the house.
And the explosion. Did the house actually blow up?
Oh, yeah. And apparently, a hiker randomly caught the explosion on camera. Jilly becomes obsessed with getting that footage.
Obsessed? Why?
Yeah.
Proof of her masterpiece.
Seems like it. Pure narcissism. But mostly she's just consumed by revenge now. With Monk gone, she decides she has to kill Carrie and Avery herself.
So she's still hunting them. Unbelievable persistence.
Absolutely relentless.
Meanwhile, does the legal system start catching up with the others? Scarrett, Eric Trapp.
It does. Dale Scarrett gets convicted, second-degree murder for Lola Delaney's death.
Good. Based on Avery's testimony.
Largely based on the information Avery provided, yeah. Her bravery pays off there. And Eric Trapp, Anne's husband, he confesses his part in the plot against Anne.
So some measure of justice is happening.
Some measure, yes. Which leads to this incredibly powerful moment later on.
What's that?
Avery confronts Jilly, not face-to-face directly, but through a one-way mirror in an interrogation room after Jilly is eventually caught.
Wow. What does Avery say?
It's less about accusation and more about recognition. Avery acknowledges she doesn't even remember Jilly as her mother and just sees how fundamentally different they are, the gap between them.
And Jilly's reaction? Still defiant.
Completely. Total denial, still self-centered, still thinks she's some kind of legend. Even caught, she shows no remorse, just pure sociopathic delusion right to the end.
A chilling contrast to Avery's strength.
Absolutely.
So, after all this trauma, betrayal, and confrontation, what happens with Avery and John Paul? Their relationship seemed quite complex.
It develops into something really deep. John Paul, who started out so reserved, so brained out from his past, he fully commits to Avery.
Really? How so?
He tells her, I'm in it for the long haul. It's a big step for him.
That's huge, considering his initial cynicism.
It is. And their dynamic really evolves through everything they went through together. There's this deep understanding. He accepts her past, all of it.
Including the physical scars.
Yeah.
The hysterectomy.
Yes. He's incredibly gentle about it and even brings up adoption, saying, there are a lot of children out there who need good homes.
Oh, that's beautiful, actually, offering a future, a family, in a different way.
Exactly. It's this glimmer of hope, of building something new and good out of all that darkness, a real testament to finding connection in unexpected circumstances.
Wow. What an absolutely gripping story arc. When you step back from this deep dive into Killjoy, what are the big takeaways for you?
Well, it's more than just a thriller plot, isn't it? It really hits home how destructive, unchecked psychological issues like Jilly's sociopathy can be. The ripple effect is just enormous.
Yeah, it infects everything around her.
It does, and it challenges our ideas about justice, especially at the FBI's angle, the betrayals. It gets messy.
Definitely not black and white. But amidst all that, you have Avery's resilience.
Exactly. That's maybe the biggest takeaway, the sheer strength of the human spirit to endure, to fight back, to seek justice, even when the odds are stacked against you.
So thinking about Jilly versus Avery, it really brings up that nature versus nurture question, doesn't it?
It really does. This story, it makes you think. Some people seem tragically shaped, maybe even doomed by their past or internal wiring, like Jilly. But then you see Avery. She went through unimaginable trauma, directly caused by that same source, yet she actively chooses a different path. She refuses to be defined solely by what happened to her.
She defines herself by who she chooses to become.
Precisely. So the question it leaves you with is, how much power does our own agency, our own choice have when we're facing things like, apparent predestination or deep family trauma?
Can we overcome our programming, essentially?
Yeah. Can we choose our own narrative? It's a really provocative thought to chew on long after you finish exploring these sources.